Are you ready? Right, yeah.
Heads, thank you. Full bat, thanks.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks real good. We get nice and flat, and there should be plenty of runs in it for the batsman.
And you've gone with a bit more pace for this game?
Yeah, we're mixing around. We've got 3 quick bowlers this game, so there should be a bit of bounce there. And we've probably got 5 specialist bowlers this match. Give us an opportunity to try and bowl India out.
Harbhajan's still taking wickets. Have you discussed plans to try and combat him?
Yeah, we've probably talked about him too much. I think we've just got to go out there and play him, you know, and back yourself and have your own game plan.
All right, good luck today then.
Yeah, thanks.
Saurav, how does this one usually play?
It looks good. It's going to seam a bit probably. It looks a bit slightly, it's got slight moisture, so I think it's not a bad toss to use.
So you don't mind bowling first on that?
No, I don't mind bowling first on this, especially with 3 seamers.
Yeah. And you've made the one change?
Yeah, we got Robinson in place of Dinesh Munge.
Yeah. There's been a lot of controversy about Australia's rotation policy. India thought about rotating players?
No, we haven't. We just stick to our best possible 11.
Yeah.
I believe in that because every game is crucial and it's important for us, so we pick the best 11.
I guess it wouldn't be looked upon too kindly if you rested Sachin in India.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, absolutely.
All right, good luck today then. Well, Steve Waugh has won the toss and Australia will be batting first.
India side is pretty strong in batting, particularly Ganguly. He may well go back to the top of the order with Sachin Tendulkar, who is in scintillating form, as is Laxman, Dravid, Badani. Robin Singh comes into the side. Daya, the wicketkeeper. Ajit Agarkar, a very good aggressive fast bowler. Zahir Khan, that man, Harbhajan Singh, and Yavagal Srinath. So strong Indian lineup. One of the reasons they lead this series 2-1. For Australia, Matthew Hayden back into the side under the rotation system. Adam Gilchrist, Ponting, can he get some runs today to ease some of the pain that he must be suffering after this tour? Michael Bevan, Steve Waugh, Damien Martin and Shane Lee into the match for his first game. Shane Warne, Damien Fleming, Nathan Bracken back in after pulling out of the previous game with an illness, waking up with the flu, and Glenn McGrath. So pretty important game for Australia. Australia will get in there first and try and make a big score and put some pressure on India. Let's go to the first ball. It's Srinath bowling to Adam Gilchrist.
Pratap Kumar is the umpire at the hill end. There is second one-day international for him. And the umpire at square leg is S.K. Tarapur. He comes from Bangalore and in his second one-day international. Srinath ready with the new ball.
So Australia desperate to win, and they need to make around about 280 to 300, one would suspect, to put some scoreboard pressure on the Indians before they worry about anything else. Gilchrist and Hayden, 2 wonderful players. Hayden, I don't think that he would support the rotation system. He might publicly, but I don't think he would privately. So Hayden, it took a long time to get back into this Australian side, was rested in the last game. Now he's back doing what he does best, opening the batting. But this is Gilchrist on strike. Dooley, the fieldsman. So India lead this series. The first one-day international. India 315, won by 60 runs. Hayden just shy of a century. So India batting first every match until this one. And Australia comprehensive victory. Mark Waugh, who broke a finger in about the 5th over of that match. Man of the match with 133 not out. Hayden again in good form. In the third match, well, that was a schmozzle as far as Australia were concerned. Absolutely flogged. They left between the kangaroo tails between their legs as they hopped out of indoor. Australia lost 6 for 34 in 50 balls in that match. And already it's taken just 2 balls to get some problems with the side screen. Been rectified. Inside half of the bat, but Australia is away. Gilchrist off the mark with a streaky single. He may get 2 for a bit of fielding by the Indian captain. He dropped a simple catch, and now he fumbled poorly at wide mid-wicket, so he hasn't got off to a good start.
It's not the greatest outfield in the country here in Vizag, and the captain should have realized that. He's done this time and again. Going with just the one hand. Such a great start. Srinath wasn't too happy there. Should have been 1, and you can see that quite a bumpy outfield.
Lovely shot. Will he get past it? Tendulkar does. So the first boundary of the game. And that'll make Srinath even more disappointed about the misfield, the previous delivery. He shouldn't have been bowling to Gilchrist. And does that annoy a bowler when an extra run is given and the bloke whacks you for 4 the next ball?
Yeah, every run counts, they say. That's the reason. 4 more on the board. Gilchrist on strike. More of an attacking player. In form in the last match. Hit a bit too hard for Tendulkar to come behind that one. A great touch this man has. The hardest hitter of the cricket ball.
There's 2 slips, the 2 catching men. And he's on edge. He's got him. A fumble from behind, but a wide full delivery. And India strike in the first over. Following a boundary, Gilchrist went for the half volley. Didn't quite get over the ball. It was very wide. And a fumbling catch. But Australia under pressure in the first over.
Great comeback for Srinath. After being hit for a boundary, pitched the ball right up, bit of width. And on second attempt, Vijay Daya takes an important catch. He had dropped one of Gilchrist in the last game. This time he picked up an important catch to get rid of Adam Gilchrist on 6. And 6 for 1 is the score.
Ponting's first ball. So it ends an eventful over for India. A missed field, a boundary and a wicket to start this 4th one-day international.
The sun hasn't really come out here in Vizag, and that could be encouraging some seam, swing.
And Hayden's off. So he looked for 2 but won't get it. Tendulkar doing the fielding brilliantly as per usual. A very good outfielder is Tendulkar. We talk about his batting, his running between wickets. But he is their best outfielder by a long way.
Came quickly on the ball. There was a bit of a fumble. Just watch him after the fumble. He's still watching the ball closely enough. And although the fumble was there, he was totally in control of the ball. So the batsmen weren't really thinking for the second. Ponting, one of the quickest runners, takes no chances with the arm of Tendulkar. So he's on strike now. Man who is clearly out of form.
One of Ponting's problems has been thrusting his front leg across the offside and lunging on it. So Ponting really can't afford to do that against any bowling, but the left arm fast bowler going across you with the ability to bring it back into the right hand, a dangerous ploy if you just lunge and fall onto the front foot. Tough time for Ponting this series. Nice shot. What a lovely way to get off the mark, particularly when you're out of form. A perfect straight bat, down through mid-on, and that's a good start for Ponting. That'll do him the world of good.
The line wasn't good. Just a bit too close for the right-hander. He's got to angle it further outside the off-stump because the man is going to get onto the front foot. That is something we know for sure. Here he is again. Big stride forward and right in the slot for him.
In the gap. May get past Ganguly, it does, so he's just going to escort it for a while before he picks it up. And does so. They'll get 3. Very good running by Hayden. Excellent running. So Hayden did it particularly well to get 3.
Good firm push. And Ganguly kept busy this morning. See the outfield very quick. Luckily for him, it ran into some thick grass. He was able to pull it back in time.
Again, that fine leg is up, putting Tendulkar out on the fence. But they've got to be careful, India, because the way these 2 run between wickets, the man is obviously out, Tendulkar at square leg, because of Ponting's ability to pull. Seems a little bit incongruous when you would expect Zahir Khan to be bowling full, going across the body of Ponting, not short into his ribs. And in fact, now they've made the change. Much better field placing now for Zahir Khan. Fine leg in his normal position. And Tendulkar has come up to just in front of square leg. That looks much better. That's what the bowler sees at the top of his mark. A better shot from Ponting. That's the first shot that Ponting has played on the offside in front of the wicket.
And off the back foot at that. So it's good to see him playing both off the front foot and back foot. But I'm a strong believer of starting off with a normal field. They've had this fielder inside the circle on the leg side and a deep square leg. And especially for somebody like Ricky Ponting, who's been out of form, you've got to start with the normal field. They've gone back to that regulation field now in the 6th over. I think this is a much better field.
Bit of a miss-up by the Australians, and if he hit, he would have been very close and overthrows. No, in fact, the batsman had run too far. Sure enough, able to come up from third man. Hayden didn't want to go initially. We don't see too much hesitation between the Australian batsmen, but on that occasion, it was just a touch that gave India a sniff.
Agarkar is a good fielder at mid-on, especially in the circle. Gets onto the ball quickly. Good pick-up, just the throw a little wide. Had that been closer, Ricky Ponting is very quick on his feet and he would be struggling still. Went with the shot. Just for a moment, maybe Zahir Khan blinded him and put some doubts in his running.
Well, there's the short ball, and that's the shot he's played magnificently all tour. Onto the back foot and really punishing the short ball.
Well, that's a superb shot from Hayden. For someone who gets onto the front foot initially, doesn't even use that back foot of his, just transfer of weight. He's in such good form that he hammers that through mid-wicket. Kept that down too. Rolling his wrist nicely. That's a shot of a man in tremendous form.
One of the two close to the wicket fieldsmen is at short extra cover in the form of Tendulkar. He's got to stay just inside the massive lines that you see that have been drawn out on the ground. These little semicircles dictate exactly where the fielders must stand. There it is. In fact, it's Dravid standing there. That one beats him, and it'll go for 4. That's a lovely drive too. This is much better. Nice timing there from Hayden, and into the gap as well.
Zahir Khan must be thinking what he's done wrong here. It's not all that bad a delivery. It's just that Matt Hayden is in superb touch. Again, allowing the ball to come on to the bat. Concentrating on placement. Just easing it through the offside and second boundary of the over.
Nicely played. That's whipped away beautifully by Hayden. He's now beginning to take charge here. Going for 4 as well. Oh, this is much better. It's really starting to improve now. The run rate's gone past 5 and over. So they're starting to accelerate things now, certainly as Ponting starts to get a little bit more relaxed, and Hayden playing some good shots as well. That brings up the 50. There's obviously a bit of thinking going on in this Indian camp. John Wright is obviously there. He's a serious thinker. Ganguly with a little bit of experience, starting now to get it right in terms of the field. There's the breakdown in the first 11. That's 12 overs. Now that's nicely played. Ponting hasn't got anything through that area so far today, and this will go to 4.
That'll be 4. Can't have everything, David. He was on time for the toss.
And lost it. He will win the toss in Australia, batting first. Nice shot from Ponting. Just sliding down that leg side.
Here chasing that one at mid-off, but nowhere near it. Just one bouncing over the rope.
Lovely shot. The in-form Hayden comes down, goes inside out. He knows there's a man a long off, so he goes a lot wider than that. Didn't quite get it. Probably a legacy of the bat being a little bit sliced to get it away from long off. He wanted to get it more towards cover, so just lost a bit of distance.
That's a good shot. Very good shot. He's picked out his spot there on the onside. That boundary bringing up the 100 for Australia in the 19th over.
Ponting had a tough time in the Test series and so far in the limited overs matches. Did get centuries in both innings of a match in between the Test matches. it hasn't all been disastrous as far as being able to score on this tour, but he hasn't played many of those shots at the highest level.
Hayden immediately calling two, but he won't have to worry. Timing is absolutely excellent. The Australians really getting things moving now. The 100 partnership comes up.
Down the wicket, he comes in the air and just short of extra cover. He might have actually hit that one into this very hard surface. It looked as if it went in the air, but he does that quite a lot, actually, Hayden. There he comes down the wicket again. That's his half century. That's very well played, Matthew Hayden. That's 3 in a row in the series. The only thing that broke that little consequence was the fact that he got left out of the side.
Not been a blasting innings by Matthew Hayden. Very steady one and good for Australia. They've resorted back to the old theory of one-day cricket, is to get a steady start and keep wickets intact. Another single to Ricky Ponting. And remember, Australia playing 5 genuine bowlers in this side, so not much of batting depth. Probably that also contributing to a much steady batting approach by the Australians, building up partnerships, something they haven't been able to do in the one-days as well as test matches. So that whole theory being resorted to by the Australians.
And that's the one. That's his half century. That's very well bowled, but no slip in there to take the catch. Ponting steers it away. Well, perhaps that's giving him a little bit more credit than he deserves. I think it is probably a ball that beat him, but he hasn't been beaten often today, and this will be a relief for Ricky Ponting. Back in business.
Just the kind of break you need as a batsman when you're struggling for runs. I think it was the top spinner that Harbhajan Singh bowled at him when the man was on 49. Onto the front foot and the ball going the other way. Didn't pick it up, but got the outside edge. Very fine. The projected scores and 285 seems so likely for the Australians. Again, the over spinner. And this time I think Ricky Ponting picked it up better than the last time, running it down to third man, and Hemant Badani couldn't reach it. There have been a couple of over spinners bowled to Ricky Ponting. The first one we saw a couple of overs back. And this is the one you see in the air. If you watch the ball in the air, you can never go wrong. Very clear indication that that was the top spinner. Ricky Ponting didn't pick that up too well. And the second time, there again the over spinner comes. And Ponting equal to the task, getting more on top of the ball and more in the line.
So 132 for 1. I mentioned that it was pretty warm out here. Ponting getting the cold towel treatment. Boy, that's a lovely feeling when it's as hot as it is here. He's doing it in a loving manner too, Simons. It's pretty cute, isn't it, really? Look at this.
There was that lot of talk before the tour, the Australians coming with the ice vests and all just to counter the heat here in India. Saw it being used just once by Michael Slater in Chennai. Chipped it over on the leg side and has found a big gap on the leg side. The Australians really getting a move on now. 5th boundary for Matthew Hayden.
Yes, those ice vests soon went out the dressing room. You're right, I only saw it once, and that it was in, I think it was the test match. It must have been because Michael Slater was wearing it. They obviously had a problem with them of some sort. Way on the offside, and let's watch the fielding here again, and in comes the throw. That's good fielding. Ajita Gurkha down there, he's got a good arm.
Not easy to hit Robin Singh on the up. Very slow off the pitch he is. Deliberately slows down the pace in his balls. That occasion, Hayden.
Well fielded. That's good fielding. VVS Laxman. Boy, are the people that have come in here today looking forward to seeing him bat. We tend to get caught up with Tendulkar talk. Don't forget VVS Laxman. He's played some magnificent cricket during this Australian tour. Oh, and well, little bit hard to know whether he actually scooped that up or not. But again, I think it's probably one of those that he hits into the ground, and everyone here gets nice and excited.
Pitch is pretty hard here in Vizag. Matthew Hayden hitting it straight into the pitch, and look at the amount of bounce he got from the surface. Robin Singh.
That's beautifully played. Lovely leg glide. Ponting, I think, picked up that one was just sliding down the leg side, and just closed his wrist on it nicely. So that was very well played.
Well, he's growing in confidence, Ricky Ponting, and the full range of his shots now beginning to see. And this one, just a slightly angled on the leg side, picked it up quickly.
Sachin Tendulkar, I think he's probably itching to have a bit of a go as well with the ball, but it's going to be Ganguly. He's taken 98 wickets so far, Tendulkar. Oh, that's hit straight back down the ground, and it should be for a full toss first ball, and played nice and straight by Ponting.
Straight and full to Ricky Ponting, and maybe Ganguly had a chance to get his head down. It was hit pretty close to him. Yes, he had a chance, but just maybe thinking the ball would have hit the stumps. Have a look at this. It just went down towards the ball and didn't really give it the full attempt.
That's good running. He put the pressure on Srinath Ponting by running that first run hard. And Srinath just taking that extra bit of time to release the ball, and that allowed Ponting to get back home.
That's what took the time. He had to get into a defensive position because the outfield is a little rough. And then the throw being just away from the stumps gave Ponting that extra little bit of time to get there. Srinath also has had some shoulder problems. His arm not quite as powerful these days.
He's timing the ball much better now, Ricky Ponting. Feet are moving. He's got a start. He would want to make this count here. Try and get a three-figure score. Strike rate is good too.
Most of the fieldsmen in the outfield adopting the defensive fielding position because of the roughness out near the fence. That takes up a little bit of time, and that's where the Australians have been taking advantage, picking up the extra run. On that occasion, the ball was hit so hard, there was no chance of two.
He's got that fine. This time, he'll get the boundary. Ganguly continuing. He's found the gap there. This outfield is quick enough for the ball to reach the boundary. So boundary of the last ball of the previous over and boundary of the first ball of Ganguly's over. So the pressure is on the Indians.
The Australians going through a good patch at the moment. Clever batting there from Matthew Hayden. Then Ricky Ponting using power and placement to find the boundary. This partnership is becoming very dangerous. Ganguly's got to think about how he can break it.
Sudden buzz around the ground. No prizes for guessing why. Tendulkar being introduced into the attack. Better late than never. 20 overs to go. He's got 98 wickets in one-day internationals. And his job here will not to contain, really. It will be to try and give India a breakthrough. Just see the joy on the faces of the people that have turned up here. That's what happens when you're an international superstar.
Be interesting to see what he does bowl today, whether it is that mixture with the off breaks to Matthew Hayden, the left-hander, And leg breaks to Ricky Ponting, the right-hander. That's quite often his method of operation.
Starts off with a wide. I think the message to him should be just try and take a wicket for us. Never mind if you're a little expensive. And he's got that fine, and that'll reach the boundary. That's well played by Hayden. You can already see Tendulkar just trying to bowl a little slower.
Just getting a little bit of curve on that occasion, which took the ball down leg side. Hayden really has swept brilliantly on this tour, both in the test matches and the one-day games, and with a variety of sweep shots. He's chosen very well with his sweep shots. It's not as though he's just been restricted to that shot. He's used it as an offensive weapon to unsettle the bowlers, and complemented with his footwork. It's worked brilliantly for him on this tour.
As he does get that front leg into a good position. That allows him to play the ball square or fine. That's another boundary. Ganguly will not be happy with that effort in the deep.
That was intended to be the one that skids straight on. But unfortunately it didn't skid straight on as far as Srinath was concerned. He really bounced out there in the outfield. He was trying to put the foot out and stop it. Went straight over the working under Dennis Silly. Dennis Silly currently in Chennai, working with some of the young bowlers at the Pace Foundation.
Excellent timing once again. He's batted well today, Ricky Ponting. Once again on that last occasion, he wasn't trying to hit the ball too hard. Just leaning into it, concentrating on the placement and timing.
Very relaxed now at the crease, Ponting. His timing is excellent. Sometimes early in his innings he looks to just be a little over-aggressive and trying to be too dominant. He starts to charge onto that front foot, but he's very relaxed at the moment.
And again worked away on the onside now. Still 18 overs remaining after this. Four specialist bowlers playing for India in this game, and in between them they've got 18 overs to bowl. So I think after this Ganguly might just fall back on his regular bowlers. There's 4 from Srinath, 4 from Zahir Khan, 6 from Agarkar, and 4 from Harbhajan Singh. So that totals 18. 18 left after this. He might just be tempted to give Tendulkar one more over. That's picked away in style. That's gone all the way for 6. It also brings up the 200.
Well, that was very, very easy from Matthew Hayden. No effort at all in the shot. So once again that scoring rate improving. The 450 the quickest. Hayden deciding that Ponting's got too far in front of him and he's going to catch up quickly.
There's every chance of a big score being made. That's a good effort in the deep. Zahir Khan was the fielder. That ball was travelling quickly away from him. It's a bouncy outfield too.
Zahir's done a pretty good job in the outfield. He's had the one bit of misfortune, allowing one to get through him and get to the boundary, but that was a good effort.
Hayden straight away wanting to use his feet. both these batsmen in the 90s. And to tell you more in the commentary box, it'll be first David Hooks and then Tony Greig.
Thank you, Ravi. And Matthew Hayden. He made 99 a few days ago. And he goes in the air and a long way. That's over the top. It's a lovely strike at the ball, Matthew Hayden. He's gone to 97. And he said after the game when he was out for 99 that he never looks at the scoreboard. Well, I'm sure now, after making 2 90s on this tour, that Ricky Ponting is saying, you are 97, so work it out yourself.
Yes, he certainly got onto that one. Nicely played away down towards square leg. So Matthew Hayden on 97. What a tour he's having. 100 balls so far, 7 4s and 2 6s so far. And just checking on the field as if he doesn't know where they all are. Just wants to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake this time and get out for 99. So over his bat he goes now. 97. Straight down the ground. This is in the air. One bounce to mid-on. 98 to Hayden. Well, he looks to me as if he's got a philosophy that says that I've got to smash it to get my 100.
He was out for 97 in the test match by trying to hit over mid-wicket for 6. Caught on the mid-wicket boundary. A little bit fortuitous there. Didn't quite time it. Now, Ponting on 96, Hayden on 98.
Ponting sweeps fine. I think it'll just be one. These two racing for centuries together, and what a relief this will be for Ricky Ponting as well. He's had a tough time. He really did need a big score, and it's interesting how when you've had a bad run and you get yourself in, boy, that's when you've really got to make it count. Make hay while the sun is shining. Well, the sun is shining on the man on the right. He's on strike. Hayden on 98. Here goes the sweep shot down towards the boundary. Will it be 4? Will they come back for the second? Yes, he comes back, and that's his century. Matthew Hayden has registered his first one-day international century. He's already scored 200s and a 97 in the Test series. This is a superb effort.
Fabulous. And the crowd in India have seen Matthew Hayden at his best. Steve Waugh said that he should finish his Test career averaging 50. He said that about 18 months ago. And he may be proved correct.
Yes, very warm applause from the crowd. Everyone here on their feet. Back for the second. This will be close. The throw is wide. Ganguly off the ground at the moment. Harbhajan continuing. 7.1 overs. He's also gone for over 6 and over. So the bowlers all taking a fair bit of stick today. And it's not finished yet. Righto, let's focus on Ponting. 98 not out. Last century was against this Indian side at the MCG in the season of 99-2000. Oh, and Hayden wants a run, and in comes a throw wide. Now Ponting thinks about it, then says no. Yes, how often don't we see run-outs when one of the batsmen is either trying to get to 100, the other guy's trying to do the right thing by him. Ponting says, just settle down, son. We don't want to mess this up. Down the wicket he comes. He might go for 2. Yeah, Hayden will touch down. Back they come. That's Ricky Ponting's century. Ricky Ponting has registered his 7th one-day international 100. It's his 3rd in India, and it's his 2nd against India. And what's more, it's significant. He's had a bad time of it. He may well have turned the corner.
Yeah, good applause from his teammates because they know that it's been a tough time for Ponting. They backed him by leaving him in the side at number 3, and he's given them some reward for their support. So, well played to Ponting.
Oh, it's in the air. This is going to be out caught. Ponting's hit it straight up. It's going to be caught. Tendulkar takes the catch. Ponting trying to hit it straight down the ground. Has miscued the ball. Sachin Tendulkar is as safe as a house. He watched it go up. He manoeuvred himself into position. He waited and he caught it.
Australia doesn't want to lose both these men in the next 10 minutes or so because there's still 14 overs remaining. So Ricky Ponting trying to just get rid of some of that tension, and he just sliced it up. Easy catch for Tendulkar. So Hayden is still there at 104. Now he will have to bat the next 10 overs or so. Ponting out for a century. It's 225 for 2. Matthew Hayden's also got a sore back. A lot of the stretching and bending over the hips is trying to relieve some of that pressure as well on his lower back. Certainly perspiring. It's a very humid day here in Visakhapatnam.
Yuvraj is out there in place of Ganguly, who's off the ground at the moment. He's been on and off a bit, Yuvraj.
Very good field placing for the right arm off-spinner bowling around the wicket to a left-hander when he first comes to the crease, because it's hard to cut the ball coming into the batsman, and there's two men behind point are very well positioned.
That's in the air. Is it going to be out? I don't think so. Just wide of the fieldsman and 4 runs. Well, that was an interesting shot. It looked as if it was targeted more towards square leg than down towards wide mid-on.
Very unusual shot from Bevan, and that's what the two men behind point have caused him to do. He can't score behind point, so he's had to do something out of the ordinary. Very un-Bevan-like, particularly early in his innings. So good bowling, and not rewarded, sadly, for Harbhajan Singh.
Well, that's in the air, and that's into the gap as well. Another 4. Bevan already on 12 of 13 balls. So there'll be a real sense of urgency about the running between the wickets, and of course he'll be rotating the strike, and it'll be up to Hayden now, who's starting to lose his way a little bit. He's starting to lose his strength, I think, and his focus. It'll be up to him to hit him. Oh, that's it. Out. Stump. Yes, one got the feeling that Hayden was pretty well finished, and I think he tried to hit that one into the city centre. Really did wind up, missed it completely, and he was nicely stumped.
Well, it's been a nice 10 minutes or so for India. It will be interesting to see how Australia cope for the next 10.5 overs, but the wonderful form of Matthew Hayden has continued today. He's made 976 runs on this tour, and Mrs. Hayden can go and put the dinner on because her son is out. It's 246 for 3.
So Steve Waugh's the new batsman, and he scored 246 for 3. In the commentary box now, Ian Chappell and Sanjay Mandraker.
Thanks, Tony. Harbhajan having success there, finally getting rid of Matthew Hayden.
Quite hot out here in Vizag, and looked a bit of a tired shot, this one. Reaching his 100.
First one-day international 100 for Matthew Hayden. So he's impressed from A to V. Hayden getting his first Test century in Adelaide and his first one-day century in Vizag. That's worth a shout. But Harbhajan's final ball doesn't bring a reward. Bevan just clearing mid-wicket.
Reasons why pure batsmen like Steve or Michael Bevan are out there who've had a bit of an outing on Indian pitches.
That's a change in tactics there from Steve Waugh. He's hit the 6 straight down the ground. Previous delivery, he was moving to the offside, looking to whip the ball away on the onside. On that occasion, he went slightly to leg.
And an incredible shot. More chances of missing this one than hitting it. It's made a hole, another hole in the hoardings. From memory, I count about 4 holes This is the fourth we've seen. But what a shot that was. Just swatted that one straight down the pitch.
Long chase there for long off. Gurkha does well.
Brilliant. Ajit Agarkar on the boundary there, saving a couple of runs for his side. He's bowled 8 overs in these hot conditions, but the commitment was there more than 100%. Got down on that ball, made sure he kept it inside.
Well, he's going to have to repeat the dose here, this time without the dive. That's very well done.
Not as spectacular, but even better for his side. Just the 1 run. Waugh had hit it pretty straight. Just watch how straight this one is. The fielder pretty wide. This is the first one where he made that diving stop. And on the second occasion in the same area. And as hard, but this time he got even more quickly around the ball. And with Michael Bevan looking for the second and wasn't allowed to complete. That's tremendous fielding by Agarkar. Good stage to lift his players.
You could hear a bit of chat there. I think as they passed there was talk of 2 between the batsmen, but as Steve Waugh grounded at the keeper's end, he yelled out probably not, just to give his partner a hint.
Probably not. No.
Bevan trying to upset his line and length there with a little movement before the ball was bowled. That's gone straight over the keeper's head. Well, he's not fussy which direction they go in, Steve Waugh. 6 straight down the ground, 4 straight back behind him.
Now the bowler has a problem with the length. That 6 that Steve Waugh hit in the last over straight down the pitch has got Srinath to just make a few adjustments. It's got the bowler to think. That was pretty short, although the line was again good. Waugh again playing that cross-batted swat. This time straight down the pitch, but at the other end.
Australia are going to comfortably beat their previous best score against India in this country. 284 it was. Their highest score in India was actually at this ground, so they enjoy batting here. That was against Kenya in the World Cup when they passed the 300 mark, 304. So Australia are probably going to beat that record with ease. Rahul Dravid in the deep. I've said for many a long day that the simple solution to slow over rates is to penalise the captain. The captain is the man who can make sure that the overs get bowled in time. I've always said that he should be suspended for a couple of games, whether it be a test match or one-dayer. Suspended for a couple of the games of whatever form of the cricket you're playing, and you might get a huge scream the first time it happens, but from then on I'm sure that the overs would get bowled in time. If they didn't, you'd know you had a stupid captain on your hands. Once again over the keeper's head and away for 4.
In a few shots, Steve Waugh has hit down the pitch on both directions. There was that 6 that was hit in front of the wicket, and a couple of boundaries behind the wicket. Slow ball, again making room. Not easy to get the middle of the bat with that kind of a short attempt. This time getting the edge. Very fine to third man. No chance for Zaid Khan.
That one's hit off the middle, and that'll bring up the 50 partnership between Steve Waugh and Michael Bevan.
Has really bludgeoned the cricket ball. Steve Waugh, again a lot of bottom hand as the 50 comes up of 42 balls.
Trinart finding it much easier to bowl to the left-hander, coming around the wicket to Michael Bevan. We've had no hold-ups because of sight boards today, and that's because we've got some sensible sight boards, nice and wide, so it doesn't matter whether the bowler's going around the wicket or over the wicket. You don't have to move the sight board. That's how it should be at every ground. Slower one again, and he's picked the gap. 300 up for Australia.
Well, ever since that 6 was hit off Srinath by Steve Waugh straight down the pitch, it's got the bowler to ping. And an uncertain Srinath, not knowing which length to bowl at Steve Waugh, trying to get in some variations. It's a slower ball this time. The one that goes the other way, the leg-cutting slower ball, which was picked up early by Waugh. 11 runs already of the Srinath over.
He's got a boot on that one, fortunately, otherwise it was 4. That's brilliant running from Michael Bevan. That's gone very close to leg stump. They wouldn't have been able to stop it, Michael Bevan, because Steve Waugh had called him for a single.
There was no chance of handling the ball with Michael Bevan because he was halfway down the pitch. Good Yorker, hitting the right foot and so very close to that off stump. It cannot get closer. Just about a hair's breadth. About a hair and a half.
Chance at long on, Srinath. And he's taken it. So Zahir Khan has made the breakthrough. A much needed one for India.
I always believe if you're bowling the slow ball and the length is full, there's a good chance of you picking up a wicket. A short of length slow ball normally keeps the batsman quiet. May not be able to hit the big shot, but if you want a wicket, the length's got to be full, as it was in this case. Quite full for Steve Waugh, trying to heave it on the leg side, got the leading edge. And once he gets under the ball, Srinath is a safe catcher. 35 for Steve Waugh, and the score 304 for 4.
Direct hit might do it. But a miss from Harbhajan.
Puts everything behind that shot, behind that throw, Harbhajan Singh, and if that would have hit, Shane Lee would have had a short tenure at the crease.
Well, that'll be a boundary. Rahul Dravid can't get there. Gurkha now on at the hill end, and he is dispatched immediately by Michael Bevan.
Not full enough to be a good Yorker. In the end, right in the slot for Michael Bevan. Good clean hit. His 4th boundary. Just didn't get the length full enough. Especially the Indian openers will be suffering because of this slow over rate. Ganguly and Tendulkar will be coming out to bat to open the innings for India. They'll be looking at just about a 15-minute break after a hot day in the field. Sachin Tendulkar, of course, not going inside even for an over, as some of the Indian players have, especially the bowlers, taken a bit of break from the field to refresh themselves.
An easy second once the fumble was made.
Struggling in overtime are the Indian fielders. Rahul Dravid was right behind that ball. Got it safely in control until
Barbazan can't get there. Michael Bevan looked a little distressed at the end of last over, and once again he's bending over, but it doesn't seem to take anything away from his speed. 5 for 329 is Australia's best ever against India in a one-day international. That was made at the Adelaide Oval in last series that these two teams had. That's got to long off in a hurry. He really is a very sweet timer, Shane Lee.
Saw him play a couple of glorious cover drives in that indoor game versus South Africa when he hit Sean Pollock for consecutive sixes. They were copybook cover drives, just played in the air all the way. He's shown the gift of power.
Final over to be bowled by Zahir. Now that's where he loves to hammer the ball through the offside.
He's really a hard hitter of the cricket ball, Shane Lee. Just the kind of length he wanted once he made room for himself. Gave it everything. Good speed of that bat. I'm sure it's a heavy bat. He's a strong man. Bit of tall overs there for India.
There's nothing outlandish, but it's been very solid going, particularly that partnership between Ponting and Matthew Hayden. Double century partnership. 219. The partnership between that pair. Well, that equals Australia's previous best against India.
Well, let's not forget the umpires who are out there. They'll also have about a 15-minute break, and it's time to concentrate again. And in this match, they've got these nice, smart, dark blue shirts. Won't help with the heat. It's not easy for them as well. That's the highest score by Australia against India, beating the previous best at the Adelaide Oval, and the 5th highest in one-day cricket for them.
Well, that's well played. He's found the gap down the ground.
Just the perfect batsman Australia needed at this stage. Somebody to hit the boundaries. Michael Bevan is a bit tired at the other end. Needed a man with fresh shoulders and fresh legs. Not easy to hit a high full toss straight down the pitch. Pretty high, but got rid of it pretty well.
Oh, and he's got that away to the boundary as well. So a very good finish for Australia. And it's 3:38 for 4 after the 50 overs.
Sachin Tendulkar. Everyone who's at this ground on their way in today would have said, well, we just hope it's one of those days that Sachin blossoms. They'll all be here. They've been waiting for this moment. He's down at the non-strikers end. Ganguly is on strike. Glenn McGrath around the wicket to him. Slowish, wide-ish delivery, and a really tempting one there. Wide signal, and straight away McGrath having a little chirp there, having a stare down the wicket at Ganguly, and then as he walked past, it doesn't take him long to start shaking his head. Today, one ball precisely.
Yes, that'll wind him up. Whatever he would have eaten, that would have digested pretty quickly.
We might give him another one. No, he won't. I tell you what, he had a look at that. Yes, the thing to do. I mean, there's no doubt that the Australians tend to target the opposition, try to unsettle them. I tell you what, there'll be a few umpires in the world that have given that wide as well.
I think his chat with the umpire after the first ball did help.
That's got to be wide. Absolutely. Can't bowl it consistently one side of the wicket. That is a wide, says Glenn McGrath. That's okay.
So was the second one, but he was lucky. You normally see Glenn McGrath at the batsman from the very first delivery. No respite whatsoever.
Umpire Tarapur, who's adjudicating down McGrath's end, has played first-class cricket, so you have a fair idea of what is wide and what is not wide. Oh, that's beautifully fielded. It was a lovely shot. Ponting managed to get his hand down there. That's unlucky. A lovely drive right into the slot there from Ganguly. It could so easily have been four, ended up being beautifully stopped.
As that ball was travelling, this is a bumpy outfield, and Ricky Ponting has got that right hand of his down just in the nick of time. That ball was racing away, and he made it look so easy. Good clean pickup. Well balanced.
He's got that one away down towards the boundary. This is a bumpy outfield, and it's also well picked up on the fence. Yes, just watching Ponting there, it's a case of confidence breeds confidence. And that was nicely fielded too by Fleming, who's patrolling the third man boundary.
State of mind will be different, Ricky Ponting's. Now this is Damien Fleming as he threw the ball.
Oh, well bowled. Very well bowled. That's the one that's just short of a length, just outside off stump. And that's the one that Ganguly's got to be careful of. He's been inclined to go after those, and also inclined to nick them.
Yes, it'll be important that he concentrates hard. That last delivery by far the quickest McGrath's ball. This is a good pitch for batting still.
Well, that's the end of the first one from McGrath. A long one. It's 4 for none. Oh, he's got it away. First up for 4, and there's a roar in the stadium. Sachin Tendulkar has taken precisely one ball to smash it away to the fence.
Just trying in line on this occasion, Damien Fleming, and Tendulkar so quick to pounce onto it. It's a control shot. Gets his body into a great position. Nice work with the wrist as well, just using the bowler's pace and beating the man a deep backward square leg.
That is glorious timing. That's 4 as well. I think he got a bit of bat on that one. Yep. There might have been a little bit of pad there too, but boy, you cannot bowl straight to Tendulkar. He's got this beautiful touch. There's no fine leg, and if he gets it on leg stump, he takes it away very fine or clips it square. Watch this.
He's very quick to lift his bat up and point it towards the umpire. That's it. He's telling him, I've got some bat on it.
Oh, straight back to him. That was very, very close to a caught and bowled. Will it get to the boundary? Oh, well picked up. Shane Lee down there. I think he hit it back in the air. Certainly got his hand down, and it may well have been a drop catch.
Yes, he just punched it here, and it almost carried to Glenn McGrath. Might just have even carried. Just short of him. Tall man had to come down. Just took the pace of the ball there, and good effort here by Shane Lee.
Australia arrived on these shores, kings of the world in cricket parlance, if you like. If they lose today, they would have lost the one-day internationals quite comprehensively. They certainly got cleaned up in the test series, and they will go home with their tails between their legs. Over the top for Boy. He can play every shot in the book. Mind you, it was just a little bit close.
Sachin Tendulkar, they're looking at the square leg umpire straight away. It was a late adjustment by him. Very few players can play a shot like that so late. He was initially going to leave the ball, then he realized it was over his shoulder, and then he took the chance with the bat. It came off, but he was taking a chance, anticipating a no ball. It doesn't matter now, it's race to the boundary, but have a look here. He played that shot and straight away looked at the square leg umpire. And justifiably so. Clearly over his shoulder at the time of impact. That's why he was looking in that direction. He wouldn't have been happy if that edge had gone somewhere into the keeper's gloves. It would have been touch and go, though, if he was in his normal stance.
Oh, he's whacked that one. That's gone sailing away to the boundary. Ganguly has had enough of this fiddling around. He's blasted that one over the top of the field for 4. I think he looked at the scoreboard and saw 21 balls and only 4 runs. And, well, it brought this shot out of him.
Yes, he's taken a chance here. He's seen the length the Australians are bowling to him. It's just short of a length. So it might have just been a little predetermined here. He's given himself a little bit of room and smashed it through the offside. Took the aerial route, but he flashed hard.
Oh, in the air and just wide of short extra cover. Yes, that was a little lucky as well, but it's gone for 4. That's what this game's about. You've got to take a few risks, especially if you're after a big score.
Yes, Tendulkar taking a chance here. Again hitting on the up, but hitting a little squarer than he normally does. And that's because of that man standing at short extra cover, staring him in the face. Little adjustment with the bottom hand, just opening the face of the blade and keeping it wide of that man at short extra cover.
Oh, right in the meat of the bat. Oh, glorious shot, Sachin. Glorious timing. There was no luck in that one. He simply leant into it, opened the face, and then those powerful wrists of his came into play.
Yes, this is a shot of the Indian innings so far. That's brought the crowd to light here. Just opening the face of the blade again. He gets optimum timing. Gentle push, and the ball's raced away.
Full touch, good, ball dropped. So it looked like he actually had it for a while. And maybe he thought it was going to come back a little bit faster, because it did appear as though Tendulkar actually checked his shot.
Certainly hit pretty firmly. Nathan Bracken was just a bit too quick for him. I think that heavy bat of Tendulkar's doesn't need to do much, and it comes flying back.
But Nathan Bracken so he got his head out the way, Nathan Bracken, that's for sure. The chance goes down for the Australians. Tendulkar on 33 gets a life. tough leg side field for a left arm over the wicket bowler to bowl to, with the fine leg up inside the circle catching. And whacked through the offside. Well, Tendulkar's not going to get too tired doing too much running. And did it go to the fence or not? It may not have gone to the fence. It may have been a wonderful shot for one. That is the longest single hit here.
Tendulkar really kicking himself now. Looks as though the grass is quite long out there, and it's just got stuck in the long grass. And it was only at the last second that Tendulkar realised what had happened. The young man was very quick to react there. He was going to come out and grab the ball. At the last second, he pulled up. Well, maybe Ganguly has made his adjustment, because at the end of the last over, he signalled to the dressing room for another bat just at the moment when Glenn McGrath was coming past to get his cap from the umpire. So then Ganguly, having got the message through to the dressing room, had another bat come out. Maybe it's a slightly lighter one.
No run.
If you're going to play horizontal bat shots, it's a lot easier with a lighter bat than a heavy one. Maybe Ganguly has made up his mind that he's got to do something different with this line of attack that the Australians have produced.
Well, he really is trying to do something now, Ganguly, because what's happened is he's scored just 9 off 35 balls, and India is chasing an enormous total of 339 for victory, and you just can't afford to not score. So he got there and then ran across the offside, trying to whack it over fine leg. But Ganguly not doing his side any good at the moment with this style of batting. And caught. Very good catch from Shane Warne at short cover. He'd moved from slip and low quite firmly, and Ganguly's form continues.
Well, the Australians really have got into the head of Sourav Ganguly. They've stopped him from driving, and they've made him try and change his tactics. And then well-pitched delivery from Nathan Bracken, and he's hit it straight to Shane Warne. So Ganguly's poor run continues. India 47 for 1.
He's flicked it away. There's no man for 2.5 kilometres. What a wonderful shot on the stunts, but he's got such lovely wrist work.
Well, whilst Ganguly hasn't been able to adjust to the Australian tactics, there's never a problem for Sachin Tendulkar. He's always prepared to try something. The bowlers are doing something to tie him down, then he will try and combat those tactics. And he's in such good form at the moment, you wouldn't bet against him.
And that's gone towards the boundary as well. So consecutive boundaries. One of the problems that McGrath has got with that field is that he can't afford to bowl too far outside off stump because it's going to be called a wide. So it really is a very minute area that he is aiming at in both length and direction. And he's a most accurate bowler, but it's not an easy thing for him to do, particularly when balls are going to the fence.
Well, if you think that the Australians have got into the mind of Ganguly, you can bet that Tendulkar's got into the mind of Glenn McGrath. He's talking to himself at the moment.
And again. So Glenn McGrath too short, too full. And he probably needs just to calm himself down by going back to a reasonably regulation field, because the extravagance of this field is not working, these field placings. So at least go back to something that resembles a normal field and try and play some normal cricket for a while, conceding that boundaries are going to come anyway.
I think it's close, getting close to the point where Glenn McGrath is going to start getting some answers when he talks to himself.
well fielded. Brilliant piece of fielding, Ponting, and nearly a run out as well. So Ponting may have hurt himself in that effort of fielding. Now, well, hopefully that's not a hamstring. Hopefully it's only cramp after batting for a long time, which he certainly hasn't been used to on this trip.
That really is a magnificent save by Ponting, and he's so well balanced when he comes up with the ball.
Half volley, and that is 4. I'm not sure whether Laxman's in better form than Tendulkar or not. Probably not. But it is only a slight difference. Maybe not in the destructive form that Tendulkar is in, but any ball that's slightly over-pitched or short of a length, Laxman has been able to destroy for the last month.
A lot of bottom hand there from Laxman.
There's his half century. Yet another one to Tendulkar, and he may have hit it so well it's gone for 4. What a shot to bring up your half century. Half glide, half push that is placed so well it's gone to the fence for 4. Oh, he's hit that way. It's coming in the commentary box. It's coming in the commentary box. It's a biggie. Well, I thought it was going to just keep going. I think there must be something wrong with his bat. That looked as if it was going to go straight over the top of the pavilion. It can only mean he's got a bat problem.
It's a slow ball by Fleming, who picked it up early and decided this one's got to go all the way. Slow off spinner, just didn't get it in the middle of the bat. Went high, but didn't get the distance that he wanted.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Well, for the people of Visakhapatnam, it's been worth waiting all those years. They don't get much cricket here. They came to the ground today hoping to see the world's best batsman in full flight. And boy, are they getting a nice dose of him today.
He's got the bowlers to bowl exactly where he wants them. And that means danger for Australia, straying down on his legs.
In the air, he's got him. Bracken has got him. Bracken is the man who's bowled superbly here. This is his 4th over, 4.4 overs. He's now taken 2 for 9, and he's got Tendulkar. Well, this place has gone oh so quiet. Tendulkar's innings has come to an end. Have a look at it. It's almost as if they're shocked.
Shock, and then they get up to applaud the young man on another great innings. Staying on the up again, offered a bit of room. There was the ball to be hit.
Oh, he's got him. That's magnificent bowling and tremendous wicket keeping. What a magnificent bit of stumping that was down the leg side. Picked the ball up out of the rough down the leg side, whipped the bails off. That's the end of VVS Laxman, and that is a big, big wicket for Australia. Shane Warne has this ability to bounce back. Have a look at this. What work this is.
Didn't happen in one go. His foot was firmly planted in, and when it went down the leg side, wonder what went into his mind, VVS Laxman. Gilchrist had just collected it and waited for VVS Laxman to make his move.
Oh, that's well bowled. That's that skidder that he bowls so well. Badani playing for a fraction of turn there. It didn't arrive.
Shane Warne working his magic. Not leg spin there. Just a push through.
For Shane Warne continuing. That takes the score to 102 for 3. In the commentary box now, Ravi Shastri and Ian Chubb.
Thank you, Tony. Already the required run rate close to the 8 runs per over mark. India have got 7 wickets in hand. Smash back and taken. Second wicket for Shane Warne. Good sharp catch as accounted for India's 4th wicket.
Rahul Dravid, since that second innings in Kolkata, he started to use his feet a bit more to Shane Warne. Came down quite a long way on that occasion, but hammered it absolutely straight back at the leg spinner. So Warne has got Laxman and Dravid in the one innings. He'll be pleased about that. It's 102 for 4.
That struck straight back. The field is up. So boundary here for Badani.
Badani has already hit Warne for 6 in this series. That was in Pune when he scored his century. In hitting the 6, he went over mid-wicket, but that was a lovely straight shot. And it's forced Steve Waugh to drop Michael Bevan back onto the long off boundary.
Yes, he's got a long on as well now, so both mid-off and mid-on dropping back. It's been a close test series now. Looks as if Australia will level the scores here. 130 for 4. 27 overs have been bowled. Steve Waugh will continue, and in the commentary box, Sanjay Manjrekar and David Hoops.
Thank you, Ravi. Pretty tough time for India now in this situation of any one-day game. Steve Waugh continuing the Australian rotation policy by bowling himself. A long time since Steve Waugh's done some consistent bowling at any level of cricket. He's a very grumpy bowler, Steve Waugh. He's got that fast bowler's mentality and a medium pacer's body. Very good change of pace. That was Steve Waugh's great strength 10 years or so ago, and he did a lot of bowling at the end of tight one-day internationals. World Cup hero.
Yeah, that was in 1987. So the two left-handers from Tamil Nadu, Hemang Badani and Robin Singh, keeping the Indians alive out there. But the Indians got to be alive and kicking. That's not the case for the moment. 133 for 4. All the big guns back in the pavilion. A big change of pace here for Steve Waugh in the second ball. And that's a feature of his bowling.
Fumbly from the Australians, but no penalty. Ponting, who made a century today, and won't that please him? That'll put his head on his pillow tonight quite comfortably. He came in after Gilchrist was out in the first over. So there are two ways to win a one-day game, as we said earlier, and Australians are going the second way. The first way is to bowl the side out, which of course may still happen. The other one is to make the run rate so far away from the batting side, and that's out. So they get another wicket. Another Indian batsman goes, hitting the ball in the air, and Steve Waugh gets his first wicket since Nairobi. Last ball of the over.
And that could have been the reason for him, for that bowl that we saw quite surprised. Steve Waugh came himself on to bowl, playing on the up, slightly bent knee, weighed backwards, and in the end a nice little scoop to Shane Warne and short extra cover. He's taken a few catches in this inning. Shane Warne, Hemang Badani gone for 25. India now tottering at 135 for 5.
In the air, but past Shane Warne for 4. So wicket to Steve Waugh, gets another wicket. And Robin Singh, who kept the strike with the single off the last ball of Warne's over, just edged it nice and simply to Adam Gilchrist. So the 6th wicket has fallen, and Australia well on top here.
It's not the first time I've seen Steve Waugh pick a wicket like this. Caught behind, and the ball is pretty old. He has this ability to get the ball to seam a bit. And Robin Singh trying to play the cut, just getting a slight nick. He's gone for 16 and 144 for 6 now.
So the first ball to Visakhapatnam is a bouncer from Steve Waugh. straight in front. Will he give him out? Will he give him out? No. Very good shout from Steve Waugh. Right on line, it appeared. Slower ball, followed up the bouncer. Leg by's called, so no bat.
I think he's very lucky to survive this one. Pitched on middle stump and going straight down to hit the middle.
Well bowled, and did it carry to Matthew Hayden? It did. What a very good catch. Excellent catch, and Shane Warne has a few words to say, but Matthew Hayden, who's been moved into that position, caught particularly well off Shane Warne during the Test series, and after making 100 this morning, he's followed it up with a very good catch at first slip, so the 7th wicket goes down.
This is vintage Shane Warne. Very, very orthodox about this. Good, genuine leg spinner, slight hair, deceiving the batsman, and catching it at the very last minute. In the end, a safe catch by Matthew Hayden. Tall man getting down low to get rid of the wicketkeeper Vijay Daya for 7.
Now that's wrapped on the pads. Interesting to see where the ball hit the pad.
It's the one that skids straight on. Certainly pitched in line, and it was skidding straight on. That's why Warne got very excited.
Yes, he would consider himself unlucky on that occasion. This looked very out. Pitched in line, just straightened a bit.
Gurkha just had the head down running hard, so there was no chance of picking up the overthrow. Knew he'd have to be pretty quick because Bevan's throw wasn't far from the stumps. Bevan throwing on the run. It was very close to being a direct hit.
He's given him here. There have been a couple of appeals that have been turned down, but the umpire's finger on that last occasion was up in the air in a flash. Even as Steve Waugh was appealing, the finger had gone up. And let's take another look at this. Definitely missing leg stump, but that's not what the scorebook will say.
That was well hit, not quite going to clear the rope. It will go very close. Michael Bevan on now in place of Steve Waugh. His first ball disappears to the rope as well.
That's very good improvisation from Harbhajan Singh. And let me tell you what, Ian, these two players, they love to get on with the game, Harbhajan Singh and Zahir Khan, and I think they should play their natural game at this stage so that they can have their captain in their confidence and whenever required to go and score runs quickly.
Oh, that's well hit. 6. Right off the middle, Zahir. That's a nice piece of wood he's got.
Yes, I think it was Harbhajan. He pounced onto that short delivery very quickly, Harbhajan Singh. He was in a very good position to play a full stroke. Having a word with Adam Gilchrist. I'm sure Adam Gilchrist must be surprised to see that stroke from Harbhajan Singh, but I tell you what, he is capable of playing some big strokes. That has been timed well again. He's been middling the ball well. I think it's the confidence. 32 wickets in 3 test matches has given him a lot of confidence, not only in his bowling, but when he's playing his strokes as well. That was a fantastic hit over the mid-wicket fence.
It's well run. Yeah, very nice piece of wood that Harbhajan's got. That ball really flew off it. I guess when you've taken a bit of a pounding at the crease, it's nice to get some of your own back when you're batting.
That has been paddle sweep. This is what we see Sachin Tendulkar do more often against the spinners. That is how he tries and disturbs their concentration. Now that's a 6. That's in quick motion. He pounced onto that one very quickly. He was in position very quickly, Harbhajan Singh.
He's got the perfect Yorker in, but it's cost him 4 runs.
Yes, how sometimes good deliveries also go for some runs. That was a very good ball from Damien Fleming. Not swinging as much as he wanted it to. Lucky boundary there for Zahir Khan. Now Zahir Khan also wanting to get on with the game, try and score some runs quickly.
There's the off cutter to just change the pace a little bit.
That's a good mix from Damien Fleming. Now the action is such that it feels that he's going to bowl his normal delivery, but he keeps varying his pace. This was a off-spinning slower one. He's played it towards mid-on for just a single. That's the Indian camp. They won't be very happy with their performance today. They went for a 338 in their allotted 50 overs when Australia batted first. And now they're struggling at 199 for 8. So the series is 2-all now. So the 5th one international is going to be played at Goa on the 6th of April, and that is going to be a decider. I'm sure the Australian captain would love to put his best 11 in that game and forget about the rotational system.
That's on the 6th of April. That's a good shot. Very smart play there from Harbhajan.
It's good thinking from Harbhajan Singh. Batting with a cooler head. That was a slower run attempted. The line not right. Sam Harbhajan very quick to read that one. Gets another boundary.
Well, that's a big hit. Harbhajan really exercising his muscle here. He's nearly cleaned up our cameraman down the other end, hitting right up there on the where the cameramen are. That's a huge hit for a small man.
Got a lovely piece of wood in his hand, Harbhajan Singh, timing it brilliantly. And look at where our cameramen are. They're about 100 yards away from where the batsman is.
They'll pick up an extra for a wild throw from Shane Warne.
What a fabulous hit that was. It's as if he was ready for Michael Bevan to flight the ball at him. That's gone almost 100 yards.
He liked that one. And he's gone again. He's having a go at our cameraman down there. This one's just missed the camera stand. Well, this partnership really racing along now. And it's gone to 49.
That's fantastic hitting from Harbhajan Singh. Slighted delivery again, just outside off stump, hitting it with the spin. This should give him a lot of confidence. He is capable of scoring runs, and that too quickly. Well, the previous one was 100 yards. This was about 98.
Well, he's gone for the third one. Didn't pick it on that occasion.
Well, that was a good hit from Harbhajan Singh, right from the meat of the blade.
Goes over the top. And he's also got the distance, just like his partner, Harbhajan Singh. The partner appreciates that big hit by Zahir Khan. Some last-minute entertainment for the Vizag crowd here. Not such a great welcome for the second spell.
Yeah, this is a biggie, you're right. He's a strong boy. When he hits them, they stay hit. That went 20 metres over the boundary. Glenn McGrath doesn't often get smashed out of the ground. They haven't finished with him yet either. McGrath making a comeback here. He's gone for 7.46 and over. 46 so far in only 6.1 overs. Rightio, here we go again. McGrath to Zahir. Will he do it again? No, he's very circumspect that time. He's pushing it away on the offside. Perhaps he's decided, I'm going to pick the one to hit.
To make matters worse for Steve Waugh, both batting sensibly as well. They've got some spirit about them, both Zahir Khan and Harbhajan Singh. They showed plenty of that in that Kolkata test match during the closing stages. So they're picking the right balls to hit at the moment. 224 for 8 India.
Oh, he's hit that one straight down the ground. Middle coming across and can't get there. That's a lovely straight hit right off the middle of the bat. Flying away to the boundary once again. Well, this is good fun, isn't it?
Well, Zahir Khan suffered when he had the ball in his hand. So just getting back at the bowlers, playing a good hand with the bat. That was again a good clean hit. As a short backlift, but a very strong, firm push forward.
Full toss, that's it. Straight to cover. That's the end of Zahir Khan. That looked as if it might have been slightly slower. And Steve Waugh fielding at extra cover there takes the catch off the bowling of McGrath. So that little bit of fun, unfortunately, has come to an end. And this is out home.
Well, again, the Yorker wasn't spot on. Fortunately for McGrath, hitting to hand was Zahir Khan. Steve Waugh, the catcher, just didn't get it in the right place. But a good entertaining knock by Zahir Khan. 228 for 9. Javagal Srinath, the number 11 batsman for India. Of course, that finger of his on the right hand still pretty sore. But that's one of the reasons that Srinath has come in at number 11 in all the one-day matches. So you can see that heavy taping, that bottom glove there.
Oh, he took that one off the stumps. He got a long way across there. Nudged it away on the onside. Obviously, he's decided, while Harbhajan is going as well as he is, the thing to do is to just take ones and let him have it. Watch it from down the other end. Can Harbhajan get Bracken away for a 4 somewhere? In the block hole, but down the ground. Sorry, attempted in the block hole. Wasn't quite there. He was, I think, trying to get it away to mid-on, and actually went over the top of cover fieldsman's head. I think that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and get it right up there. Okay, well, there we are. The Pepsi 2001 match in Goa is going to be a humdinger of a game. It's going to be the decider. The 5th one-day international on the 6th of April down in Goa. If you haven't got a ticket now, I'm not too sure what the status is. It might even be too late. But one way or the other, if you can get to that match, I'm sure you won't be sorry. That is going to be a great game. Oh, and he's had a big go. Harbhajan outside off stump. I think that he realises that there's no point in hanging around here now. Play a few shots, have some fun, see if you can entertain a bit. This one outside off stump, you can see he just went backwards a little bit and didn't really get too close to that.
Well, he's done one thing, Harbhajan Singh. He's got the crowd to just wait and watch. They were all ready to leave just a little while earlier. Now all standing and watching.
Oh, great straight drive. Too quickly past McGrath for him to have time to get down and pick it up. And what's more, It was hit that well that Midorf couldn't get around either.
He's got the crowd to stand up on their feet and now applaud as well. He's well into his 40s, Harbhajan Singh. He's batting on 45 now. And boy, that was a good shot. Straight down the pitch, and again, great timing on that. And powerfully hit for a man who doesn't look that powerfully built. Good shot.
Darcy's whipped away down towards square leg. There's a fieldsman down there. That takes him to 46. His previous best was 9. So he's having a ball. Trouble is, this best might stand for a while now.
Having a ball, this time with the bat. He's had a great test series with the ball. And again, a reminder of that last deciding match at Goa on the 6th of April. The 5th one-day international in the Pepsi Cup 2001.
Oh, another good shot down the ground for 4. Glenn McGrath is taking some stick here. He really is. These tail-enders are getting to him, and you don't often see that.
He's in his 8th over and given away 61 runs. McGrath is going to try and forget Vizag very quickly. Srinath now launching into McGrath. Not full enough. Just giving the batsman that much of distance to hit the shot.
Right, so Harbhajan on 46. All he needs to get is a 4 away now. Have a look at that, McGrath. That's not pretty reading for a great fast bowler. 8 4s and a 6 off his bowling. 62 off only 7 pull. Well, call it 8. He's got 1 ball to go for 8. And the surprising aspect of this has been what's happened at the end with all the wickets down. What the tail have done to him. Short delivery in the air. Will this be out? It'll carry. I think it will. It's the end of the game. Yes, taking a deep square leg. Shane Lee comes in and takes the catch, and that is the end of the contest. So Glenn McGrath getting a little bit of joy out of that wicket right at the end there, but I don't think it's been easy work for fast bowlers today. It's been a pretty flat pitch and a good contribution this by Harbhajan Singh.
It would be disappointing not to get to his 50, Harbhajan Singh. Short delivery, trying to pull it, and in the end, falling at the score of 46 with an entertaining innings. But the final verdict is what matters. Australia win by 93 runs. Another one-sided game, the 3rd one in a row, but the series closely fought. 2 each to India and Australia. This is how the last wicket fell. Wasn't high enough to be called a no ball. Didn't quite get that pull shot going. Shane Lee, the catcher, trying to heave it on the leg side. An end of a very entertaining knock by Harbhajan Singh.
Yes, the Australians have fought back well here. They really did bat very well, and to win by 93 now makes this this Pepsi series 2-all, and that's really set up for a nice finish now down in Goa.
India all out for 245 in the 45th over, finishing 93 short of the Australian total of 338. Sachin Tendulkar, well, it was a pleasure to be here to see that. 62 from just 38 balls, and he gave a lot of stick to Glenn McGrath, who reacted quite aggressively towards Sachin Tendulkar. Then down towards the bottom, Zahir Khan and Harbhajan Singh added a little bit of respectability to the total, but all out 93 runs short of the Australians. For Australia, Nathan Bracken was the man who was able to put some sort of break on Sachin Tendulkar, and his figures were excellent. Coming into the side after missing the previous game with flu, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 21. McGrath took a couple of wickets, but Shane Warne would be well pleased that at last he had a decent total to bowl at, and he bowled quite beautifully. 10 overs, no maidens, 3 for 38. So a very impressive performance by Australia, and one wonders how the final match will go. But let's go now to the presentation. Ravi Shastri is with both captains and the man of the match.
I'd like to ask Saurav Ganguly to come up, please. Well, Saurav, 339 was always going to be a huge target.
Yeah, there was a big total on the board. I thought we didn't bowl well. It was a bad toss to lose because it's a good wicket to bat on. The 340 was always a big total.
Good track to bat on, but you did pretty well in the first 15 overs.
Yeah, we did pretty well in the first 15, but I thought Ponting and Hayden bat very well.
How good was the track for batting? How important was the toss?
It was a good wicket to bat on in the second half. Probably once the shine went off the ball, it started to stop a bit. And that's not an excuse. I thought they played better cricket than us.
The worrying factor, all your specialist bowlers going for plenty today?
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry, but it happens in one-day cricket with the white ball on a good track, like when you play in this part of the world. It happens sometimes. I hope they learn from it and come back better in Goa.
Tendulkar and Lakshman together, the crease, you still had an outside chance?
Yeah, when they have been in super form right throughout the series, but still at the back of the mind, 340 was a big total.
2 all in the series, 1 to go in Goa.
Yeah, it's a decider there. I hope we come back and we see some good cricket there.
You'll be hoping for some runs from your bat?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I've hoped every game, so I hope for Goa as well.
I guess everyone here is hoping too. Well done, Saurav. Tough luck today, but good luck for the rest of the series.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Saurav Ganguly, the captain of the Indian team. I'd now like to ask Steve Waugh to come up, please. Thoroughly professional performance today, Steve.
Yeah, an excellent performance, a lot of runs. Ricky Ponting showed a lot of character today. Come back and get a very good 100. Matthew Hayden again played superbly, and the rest of the batting was pretty good as well.
Were you anticipating that kind of score once you won the toss and decided to bat?
Well, not really. I mean, 280 is probably a pretty good score, and anything above that's a bit of a bonus. So 339 was a fantastic effort.
Good effort by the bowlers to the youngster Nathan Bracken, putting up a very good show.
Yeah, he did a good job, particularly after India got to a bit of fire. We pulled it back and took a couple of wickets in the middle there, but yeah, pretty happy. It was a good professional performance from us today.
Yes, you went in with a lot of specialist bowlers. Shane Warne too, putting up a good show because it was such a good track for batting.
Yeah, things went Shane's way today. He's had a bit of bad luck over the last couple of one-days and got 3 weeks today and thoroughly deserved those wickets.
We saw you rolling your arm over. You've not done that a lot for Australia in the past. What is the reason for that?
Well, I'm not really sure. I probably won't do it again, but yeah, I just thought I'd have a bit of a bowl. I had a bowl on the nets the other day and jagged a couple of wickets today. I got fortunate. But,
2 all and the last match in Goa, so that should be a cracker.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I mean, we won the World Cup last year and we don't give away our title easily, so we're going to fight really hard and go.
Good luck for the next game, Steve. Well done today.
Thank you.
Steve Waugh, captain of the Australian team. And now the Man of the Match award. The adjudicator, as always, is Cammy Smith. And Cammy, your choice and reasons for it.
Well, apart from a gem of an innings by Sachin and lusty hitting towards the end by India, with Harbhajan getting 44, Australia won this game very easily. For Australia, we saw Steve Waugh bowling for the first time. He did well with 3 wickets. So too did Shane Warne. He looked very good today, and Bracken, he bowled very well. But that terrific partnership between Hayden and Ricky Ponting, nice to see him getting some runs. They played really well, and Hayden again, very consistent, back in the runs again, and just a catch in slips, just pipped him. Hayden, man of the match.
Matthew Hayden is golden Indian summer continues, and he'll collect a cheque of 35,000 rupees and a Pepsi trophy as well. Mr. Madhur Taneja will present the Pepsi Man of the Match trophy, and Mr. Ranjan Ramani will hand over the Pepsi Man of the Match cheque. Matt, many congratulations. You're having a fantastic tour of India. You're making hay when the sun shines.
Yeah, I think it was excellent conditions to bat as well today. And I just like to back up what you said. Basically, it was really good partnership with Ricky. It was a great character innings, so just enjoyed that immensely.
Yes, it was important that Ricky Ponting got going because the strike rotated. You got the strike when you wanted, and that was good.
Yeah, I think, our key is just obviously have wickets in hand when we bat first. So I think that was a good opportunity to sort of put us in around that 40 overs mark with lots of wickets in hands. And at the end of the day, we scored well.
You paced your innings extremely well today. You didn't really go after the bowling in the first 15 overs. Did you have a definite target you were going to set the Indians?
Yeah, not really. I think obviously the conditions here were very good. So I think 280 was always going to be a good score. I just think that partnerships were a big word for us, and obviously wickets in hand as well.
How hot and humid was it? Because around the 35 over mark, we saw you pulling up, just taking your time.
Yeah, obviously it's very hot in the morning here. I guess we were lucky as the afternoon wore on that we had the sea breeze, so it was a pleasant surprise, that's for sure.
You're having a great tour. Looking forward to Goa.
Absolutely, I think it's a critical match. It's crunch time, obviously. Series is going to depend on it, so all the boys are fired up after this performance.
Well done, Matt, today, and have a good one in Goa.
Thanks, Ravi.
Matt Hayden, the man of the match yet again, and he's got close.